1 week after Waterbury's water superintendent was accused of misconduct and then resigned, some elected officials are demanding answers. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. Fox 61's Kayla Cade gives us a closer look at what happened during tonight's special Board of Aldermen meeting.
A couple of leaders decided to not attend the executive session on Thursday due to lack of transparency and communication. This is District 5 Majority Leader Rafael Feliciano Roman being the first person to take the lead and walk out of Waterbury's special executive session.
Alderwoman Zimmerman.
No.
In demand for transparency and communication.
They're making plans and not including us.
The executive session was closed to not only the public, but also the media. And it was called for 5 p.m. on Thursday.
I think it's crazy that we had a meeting at 5 o'clock when our rules in our alderman meetings say all meetings are supposed to be at 6, but they found a loophole. Except for emergency meetings, except for special meetings called by the mayor, those could be set at any time.
Many Board of Aldermen members like Feliciano Roman say they found out about the meeting last minute.
I only found out about this executive session emergency meeting within 24 hours. When I know that the mayor and the alders who are in the majority have been probably planning this for a week plus. How do I go on my Facebook page and see that the meeting's happening before I even got notice of it?
On the agenda, the investigation into former Water Superintendent Bradley Malay's resignation.
At the very least, the people deserve to know what it is that the alleged crime that he committed and the alleged misconduct. And if I can't go back to them and tell them that, then that's complete lack of transparency.
But some members like Alderwoman Kelly Zimmerman and Alderman Mike Grasso, who also walked out, say there's a more important issue at hand.
The super concerning issue, I think, for us is we had a house fire 3 weeks ago. There wasn't adequate pressure in the fire hydrant for them to fight the fire.
Zimmerman says they requested a special emergency meeting but never received a response.
Our priority should be public safety and nailing down a strategy on what we're going to do to make sure that our public infrastructure for emergency works.
Alderman Feliciano Roman says they want to hear from the public. He suggests you to reach out to City Hall and demand transparency. In Waterbury, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Turning to the weather now, we're closing in on the end of the work week, Rachel, and we're going to end on a high note. Sunny and warmer tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah, tomorrow looks really beautiful. I wish that, beautiful sunny weather was sticking around into Saturday. Saturday's not awful, but there was a chance for a couple showers. And we had a few showers pass through from time to time today. In fact, there's one leftover raindrop, that one in Groton right now. Temperatures are in the 40s and 50s at the moment, and we'll see overnight lows near 40 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. Rain is out of here, and we're going to see clearing skies and blue skies by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. Temperatures will technically be cooler than average, but it will be warmer than today, more pleasant than today, and we'll see high temperatures rise into the low to mid 60s. There is a chance that we could bring in some showers very late tomorrow night, and some of those showers might stick around into part of your Saturday morning, but I think they're kind of hit or miss in nature. I did want to show you again, rain chances during the day tomorrow are very, very low. And then heading into the day on Saturday, there could be a spot shower out there in the morning. Again, not a lot, just a little. We'll talk more about it, your full weekend forecast and beyond coming up, Brent.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, as we learn new details in the death of a child, the situation is now sparking serious questions about Connecticut's child welfare system. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza explains why advocates say vulnerable children are being put at risk.
The Connecticut Office of the Child Advocate says a child died by apparent suicide just 1 hour after a caseworker with the Department of Children and Families visited the home.
In a 15-page letter to DCF leadership, the child advocate says during that visit, the child told the caseworker they did not feel safe and asked to be placed into foster care, but the child was left in the home. The letter also details the family's long history with DCF, including unstable housing, moving in and out of Connecticut, and children who were not enrolled in school. The child advocate calls the case alarming and says this points to broader problems. According to data reviewed by the office, case practices have not shown improvement since 2022, with ongoing issues following basic policies including contact with children, supervision, and oversight. In the letter, letter, the office also raises specific concerns about recent in-home case reviews, including instances where there were no documented face-to-face visits with the child, and in some cases, no documented visits with a primary caregiver during a 6-month review period. The letter says, quote, "Every day, the deficits in case practice have consequences for children," and went on to say some of those consequences are only seen when a child is hurt or dies. The child advocate is now calling for change, including more support for caseworkers, expanded mental health resources for children and families, and greater transparency, including public data tracking and oversight. DCF says it has launched a full review of this case, which is protocol, including looking at decisions made, supervision, and whether policies were followed. In a statement, the agency says, quote, "Tangible and measurable changes are needed to elevate the quality of our work." The agency says it is working to address workforce challenges and improve accountability.
DCF also says it supports the recommendations outlined by the child advocate and will continue to work with partners to strengthen the system. DCF also says it will be transparent about what it learns once a comprehensive review of the case is complete. In studio, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
Priscilla, thank you. A former Waterbury teacher has been arrested again. Investigators say Philip Hughes sent more inappropriate messages to another student. He was in court this morning to face a charge of harmful contact with a minor. State police first arrested Hughes in February on a similar offense. He was placed on administrative leave but has since been fired. He is also not allowed on any Department of Education property. Well, prosecutors now say last night's deadly shooting in Middletown was a targeted attack. Police say someone was shot multiple times just before 6 p.m. on Cooley Avenue. That person was taken to a hospital where they later died. 24-year-old Nigel Smickle was arrested last night in Hartford. He now faces several charges, including murder, and he made his first court appearance this morning.
This really looks like an assassination or execution type situation, but the video you see this defendant held past the defendant while he was walking with his dog, pulls into a parking space, gets out of the car, walks down an alleyway, calls the victim over, shoots at him 2 times.
The prosecutor says Smickle moved out of the frame of the video after the victim fell and 3 more shots could be heard. Court records show Smickle was nearing the end of his probation for 2 prior convictions. He is expected back in court next week. Waterbury police say a 52-year-old woman was hit by a car this morning and the driver took off. We're told it happened on Cherry Street around 7:30. The woman was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. And students at Killingly High School were turned away this morning after a threat forced the school to close down for the day. The investigation is ongoing and information is still limited at this time, but the parents we talked to say they are concerned. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson shares what went down this morning.
It was a worrying scene before the school day started here at Killingly High School as state troopers were in the carpool lane telling parents to take their students home. Buses were also turning around as news of a threat towards the school started to reach students and parents. This is all the information the parents got following the school's closing. It's an email from the district that reads, "Due to safety concerns that arose this morning and needs to be investigated, Killingly High School will be closed and students arriving on buses will be brought home." A mother who wanted to remain anonymous hadn't got the chance to drop her students off at the school before receiving the email.
We just had one of these a couple weeks ago where there was an actual lockdown and an actual stay put and then an evacuation like 10-15 minutes before school was over. It's happening so often that my kid, I have a junior and I have a freshman, and they, as sad as it sounds and even alarming, they don't even seem like they're really affected.
This mother has 2 students who go to the school at Killingly High School. She too has started to believe threats towards the school and the district are hoaxes.
Part of my mind is like, it's just another prank. And I don't want to obviously think like that, because letting your guard down, I feel like that's when stuff can happen.
There's been no word yet from the police if the threat was fake. We reached out to state police who are looking into the threat, and they said the investigation is still ongoing. The school district said the same thing when we called them, but later sent another email to parents saying the threat was determined to be unsubstantiated and that students are safe to return to the school on Friday.
Some kids definitely get nervous. Parents obviously don't want to send their kids to school when stuff like this arises, and you are a small town and you never want to think that It will happen, but you have to have that thought in the back of your mind. You can't assume that it won't happen.
The mother says she feels comfortable sending her students to school Friday, but still wants them to practice caution.
If they feel comfortable going, I allow them. I think if it was a younger grade, where I think kids get more scared and have more fear, and don't know how to respond to certain things, maybe I would have kept them home, but I kind of leave it up to them.
Because of the school closing, the district has added an additional day at the end of the year on June 18th. This will serve as an exam makeup day, and it only affects grades 9 through 11. It doesn't affect the seniors. In Killingly, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
Today, 3 tobacco smoke shops were closed and 1 employee was arrested over allegations of violating state tobacco and labor laws. The Portland Police Department says they got multiple complaints of illegal sales and helped several state agencies conduct a surprise inspection at the shops. Police say all 3 tobacco shops violated laws and a 24-year-old employee was arrested at one of those locations. Police say this is the 4th time an employee at King Smokers has been arrested for illegal sales in the last year.